body, speech, and mind held in perfect oneness. I send my heart along with the sound of the bell. May the hearers awaken from forgetfulness and transcend all anxiety and sorrow.
Ba nghiệp lắng thanh tịnh, gửi lòng theo tiếng chuông. Nguyện người nghe tỉnh thức, vượt thoát nẻo đau buồn.
Kính mời đại chúng ta cùng chắp tay niệm Phật. Please join your palm, so we will recite the name of the Buddha 3 times. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Nam mô Bổn Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Thưa đại chúng, quý Phật tử Việt Nam, sáng hôm nay mình sẽ pháp thoại bằng cách là quý vị đặt câu hỏi những cái gì mà mình muốn biết ở trong Phật Pháp thì quý vị nêu lên. Thành thử ra trong thời gian quý vị chuẩn bị câu hỏi đó thì Pháp Hòa xin 15 phút nói tiếng Anh, và sau đó thì quý vị xin có câu hỏi. Thì nếu mà mỗi tuần quý thầy chọn hoài một cái đề tài thì cũng được, nhưng mà không có cơ hội để quý vị muốn tìm hiểu những cái gì mình cần muốn biết. Cho nên Pháp Hòa tin chắc rằng thỉnh thoảng quý vị cũng sẽ có những cái câu hỏi mà mình muốn hỏi. Thì mong quý vị chuẩn bị 15 phút sau mình sẽ bắt đầu. Good morning, my dear brothers, sisters, friends. Welcome to our weekly Sunday service. According to our schedule, every Sunday morning we get together, we pay respect to the Buddha, we do a short chanting, and then we sit together and we discuss about the teachings of the Buddha, which we used to call Dharma. In Buddhist practice, we have the 3 jewels: Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. That's why when you bow the Buddha, you bow 3 times. One bow for the Buddha, one bow for Dharma, and one bow for Sangha. Buddha is the teacher who is the same as us. But when he witnessed there are so many suffering, so many difficulties in daily life, so he devote his life to practice so he can attain the fruits of the practice, and he can find out the way how to transform our daily suffering. And he showed us the way to practice. When we suffer, we used to looking for someone to help us. We are looking for the solution. How can I change? How can I transform? How can I make my life better? So we always looking for the way. Even when you want to come here, you have to have the way to come. You have to know which way to come to this temple, and which way that you can entrance the right door. So none of the things that we do in this life without instruction. You can understand Dharma, teachings of the Buddha is like the instruction. The instruction to live. The instruction how to live better, how to live happy. This is the desire of our human's life. We may have lots of desires every day, but we need to ask us a question. Is there any time that we sit down and we desire for the way to live, the way to make ourselves more happy, more peace, and make people around us happy with the way we live? When we drive, we must follow the rule. You cannot say, I don't care as long as I am on the road. I can drive any way I want. And this way, if you follow that way, your way of driving, you may cause people an accident, yourself an accident, and also you also affect the others. So sometimes we will say, I don't care, this is how I live. Yeah, that's our way. But is that way you happy? But is that a healthy way? You happy, but the next question is that a healthy way to live? So any kind of food we can eat, but is that a healthy food? Because some food only when you take in, it damage your life, it damage your body, it affect your health, it affect your future, it damage everything you plan. So we always need the way. So the Buddha is the one who gave us, who showed us the way to practice. So once we achieve, once we walk on this path, on this way, and we can adapt ourselves in any situation of life. And this is what we call Sangha. Sangha means you can live together with others. You can live and accept any kind of conditions. Like a week ago, so cold. And after last week we have warm, nice weather. And today we have a lot of snow. So only just the weather, sometimes we are unable to accept it. We also have so many things that happen around with people, with many different kind of difficulties, conditions. There's different type of people that we're dealing every day. So we need to have the way how to adjust ourselves. People can give us many conditions, but if we have the key, if we know how to adjust, then we always keep ourselves in balance, in normal. Not extremely sad and not extremely happy, because that is unbalanced. So Buddhism is not a religion that we only come to pray, but we come for the way to live. Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Buddha is the teacher. Dharma is the teachings. Sangha is the community. We also a community. If we do not know how to take food, we do not know how to balance our daily consumption, we may unbalance ourselves. And all the organs, all the body parts are not well together. So if we reflect deeply, we realize that in our own body there are so many body parts: the lung, the kidney, the heart, everything. They need to work together. If we do not know how to take healthy food, we do not know how to moderate the food, we may damage our body. And once the body is damaged, our mind also affects. We are not feeling well. So why we do prayer? Like every week, we open the same chanting book. Every week we're doing the same chanting book. We do not pray, we do not read out loud for the Buddha, but we read out loud for ourselves to reflect, to make the words become possible, become real in our life. We don't pray for the Buddha, we pray for us. But if we do not create as a ceremony, we never take time to do this. So ceremony is the way, is the condition to bring us together, to bring us in a pacific form, a formal way that we wholeheartedly read the words. So the Buddha is the one who gave the teachings. We are the one who repeat and make sure that the teachings become real. When we're able to apply the teachings of the Buddha, we're able to feel, we're able to taste the real meaning of what we call peace and happiness. Otherwise, we are just like the spoon. Can scoop the soup, but the spoon cannot taste the soup. Only the tongue can taste the soup. So do not turn ourselves become a spoon. We can repeat so many things, but nothing that we can practice. In Buddhism, practice, we used to use the word practice. You may hear this word in Vietnamese many times. Tu. A very simple word. Tu. T-U. But tu doesn't mean you shave your head. Tu means you change yourself. Tu means you are looking for the way to live better. Once you live better, you make people feel better. Make sure we understand that we do not just live for ourselves, but our way of living, we can make people around happy. The happiness of the parents is when they can see the children happy. When the children is not happy, the parents also not happy. When the children in the suffering condition, the parents also in the suffering condition. So make sure you make the commitment to live your life right. We never want something wrong to us. Then why we need to focus to the wrong? If we always want something to be right, then make sure we live right. Last week I have shared with you, if the very beginning you start with wrong, then all the wrong things will follow that. Exactly when you do math, if you add at the first step wrong, if you solve the problem, the first step is wrong, and also the whole problem will be wrong. The whole thing you do will be wrong. So people will say, this is my body, this is my life. I can do whatever I want. So you choose that way. But don't you know that your way is your problem is one point. But the other point is the way you live affects many others. So that's why we need to follow instruction. If you're driving on the street and you are not careful enough, you die, you in the accident is one side, is your side. But don't you know that you also hurt the others? You make the others injury too. So this is what we call reflecting. This is the beautiful of living. When you sit together in a table, you stand up, you take a teacup for yourself. Usually you bring another cup for someone in the same table with you. This is the beautiful way of living. We never, just live for ourselves. We're always thinking about the others. So now we already treat the others. Make sure we treat their feelings too. Not only the food, not only the material life, but also their feelings, their daily feelings. I have a lot of emails sending to me. Lot of emails. And most of the emails that sent to me because they want to share with me their problems. And they want me to share with them back. What can they do? What can they practice? Sometimes I don't have enough time to reply all the emails. Same person. The day before, last week, last 2 weeks, they have a very beautiful email they're sending to me. But after 2 weeks waiting, they don't have the reply. They send me another email back. They said, I thought you are very compassionate. You will reply all emails. But now I know that I sent to a wrong person. So please disregard my email. When I read that kind of words, I also upset. And now it's my turn to reply. After I wrote a few sentences, I want to tell them, they so mean. After I wrote it, I think, because they live in the difficult condition, and they're waiting for my reply. So that's why they have that kind of negative feelings. So if now I reply back with the same tones, with the same temper, then I and them will be matched. So I don't want that. So I delete what I wrote. And my first sentence is, I apologize for my late. So every time when I am able to overcome my hot temper, I'm so happy with my practice. We are not a saint. We are just human. So sometimes we have, negative feelings. Sometimes we're angry. But the point here, you know that you are angry. That is the main practice there. You don't have to declare, I am now have no more anger. I am totally, practice and pure and happy. You don't have to say that. I am now able to see my problems. Once you're able to see your problems, you will try your best to help your problem. The problem is you don't see your problem. So what is Buddha? Buddha means the one who awakes. So once you're able to, you awake. When you're able to aware what kind of situation you are, in that moment, you are the Buddha. So that's why you see Buddha always sit on a lotus. What is that symbol? You see the Buddha sits on the lotus. Because the lotus is the flower that must grow from the mud. If there is no mud, there is no lotus. So the one who is able to grow up from the problems, from the suffering, they are the Buddha. So we all grow up from our problems. We are all stand up from where we fell. So in reality, Buddhism shows us the way how to practice. how to transform ourselves, how to make our life better. That's why on the chanting book on page 10, the chanting we just read, that chanting called beginning anew. Beginning means you start over again. If you realize that your mistakes, your wrongdoings. In Buddhism, we do not use the word confess too much. Because confession look like you do something wrong and now you just come to the Buddha, you ask the Buddha to forgive you. And then you're done. But you're never willing to change your problem. And that is not the true way of confession. So in Buddhism, we like to use the word beginning anew. That means we recognize what we have done wrong. And from now on, I want to begin things better again. So it's all right that we fight or we argue. But the point here, we know how to sit down and share and discuss and learn and live better. When things too hot, we always try to grab something so we still can hold that, but it's better. It's better that way. Same thing. When we have problems, we're always looking for at least a better solution to help this problem solve. And the teachings of the Buddha is that. The teachings of the Buddha is something to help us. We still live in this life, but we easily overcome. When you walk on the daytime, you can see everything clearly. You can walk fast. But suddenly you arrive to somewhere that's very dark. You never dare to walk fast. You walk slowly because you don't know what's underneath your feet. Same thing. Sometimes we need to slow down and look carefully for every single step we make because we don't want to be fall. So today I just want to share with you briefly one thing. If we go to shopping, we buy a new desk. They all put everything in the box. We need to open the box, read instruction, how to put this desk, this table together, right? We have to be the one who build our own desk. But don't worry, they have instruction. If before we put the desk together, we must read the instruction. We make sure we know everything in that instruction, in that box, before we can put them in. Maybe 15, 20 minutes later, we have a beautiful desk by we build ourselves. The teachings of the Buddha is like the instruction, how to make things together. The Buddha is the one who able to build something and give us. But before that, he need to think carefully. He created. And now he gives us the way how to put things together. So why we come to temple weekly? To receive the message, to receive the instruction. So make sure we go home and we can build something we want. Especially we are building happiness. Loving someone is nothing wrong. Falling in love is nothing wrong. But we make sure we know how to love. We love in such a way that we make the one we love feel happy with the way we love. Otherwise, they were suffering with the way we love. And we always say, you know, I love you. Yeah, you love, but you don't know how to love. Eating is nothing wrong, but you have to learn how to eat. Eat in such a way that you feel healthier. Otherwise, the more you eat, the more you get sick. because you overate, or you cannot know what kind of food that your body can take. So our English say falling. When you fall in, that means you make sure you fall in the right way. Otherwise, you will break your arm, you break your leg after a falling. Thank you so much for your listening, and I hope that you make sure you have the right instruction.